Nothing feels exciting anymore. Like, have you noticed that nothing really feels exciting anymore? I mean, at least for me, there's no new movies, shows, music, or even content that feels worthwhile to consume. Like, think about the golden age of music for Gen Z, right? 2016, 2017. We primarily had SoundCloud, and the scene began to stray away from the mainstream record labels, and independent artists with their own vibe and sound were pushing out their own shit. It was original, it was unique. We had Uzi and Cardi, Rich Forever, Thug, Goth Boy Clique, Suicide Boys. Even the mainstream shit was better. Like, Ed Sheeran went fucking hard. Growing up, I had peak shows like Regular Show, Adventure Time, or Gravity Falls. I can't even tell you what shows there are now, and other than what's on YouTube or Netflix. I mean, anime is pretty good. JJK's out, but there's nothing I see that's really hit. Movies and shows now, they just make me feel retarded because they announce everything, every thought or action that they do. Like, I can't see exactly what the fuck is going on. Even Vine and early TikTok were actually funny, and people pumped out like original, unique content. Like, it honestly felt good. And I don't think I'm tripping because like that was just a more fun time in my life, and I'm an adult now. I think the culture and the art like actually fell off. Everything feels so Hollywood, so institutional, that we don't have anything original or unique anymore. There's no art for the sake of art. And what I mean by that is, because our eyeballs, our attention, and our focus is so lucrative that only, people do shit for money now. I think people have finally cracked the code to hijacking our focus, that the shit you see now is so nuanced and perfected to just grab and maintain your attention. There's just enough lights and sound effects and stimulation to grab a hold of you, Like, every Mr. Beast video has clicks and flashes and subtitles at just the right points. That's why he's the king of YouTube. Every movie is made with so much narration and dialogue, like it's almost like they know that you're on your phone, or they know that it's going to be background noise. So then, it keeps you in the loop of what's happening, but they know that you're just not going to sit there and fucking watch it. That's why the quality of the movie is terrible, and that's why they're pumping up garbage on like Netflix, even HBO Max. And the music is fucked. Like, I can't even find any new, good, original music. It's only good for the chicks because they listen to like Charlie XCX or Tate McRae or some shit. I literally only bump oldies. Like, what happened? It just seems like everything is so shit. Even in my own life, I'm aware of this issue, but I find myself doom scrolling or listening to a podcast or a YouTube video when I cook or when I'm walking or commuting or whatever. I read this book called Brave New World by Aldous Huxley, and it's kind of like 1984, which I read in high school, in the sense that it's like this dystopian future with a corrupt ruling class, and no one really has individuality, and the elites just keep a watchful eye over every little thing that you do. But in 1984, it kind of implies that there's this like war going on, and everyone is ruled by fear. Big brother is watching. But in Brave New World, everyone is so sedated by pleasure. They have these orgies, and they take this drug called Soma all the time. Like, there's literally times and parties that you do it for. There's like Diddy parties every day. And there's just so much stimulation that people become numb to the point that they can't fight back, or they don't even know that they're being controlled. And I feel like that's more, telling of what we're like now. That's more like our times. Our minds are hijacked by the overstimulation that we find in art. We're so sedated that we can't even go outside in silence or peace. And even now, fucking Palantir is going to track our every move and make sure that we stay sedated and controlled. Conspiracy video, whatever. But I think we got to figure it out. We have to reduce our screen times and start making shit again. I have hope for humanity. I have hope for the future. And I think we're slowly starting to wake up. I think a lot of my friends are slowly being like, let's just live in the moment. Let's just not be on our phones tonight. But you got to be a part of the change. not the problem.